Rule break, another blasted rule break. You know how I feel about it. Celebrity Big Brother episode 7, and what is Ella all about? She's really annoying me. She's now mentioned on a few occasions that she doesn't fancy Chris, that she thought they were going to be friends, that he's spending too much time with Jojo, and even other clips that I've seen that haven't been on the show, she keeps mentioning, oh, I mean, I don't even fancy Chris, but, oh, I don't even think he's that fit, but why are you bothered then? Why do we never hear her say, oh, I don't fancy Jack, but I don't fancy Daly, but why does she have to always mention if she fancies Chris or not? Tonight they found out that they failed the shopping task. Why were they shocked? They did an absolute shite job. But when Chris was saying, oh, it's because you weren't putting on your costumes or whatever, and she's like, oh, it's not a big deal. We've got food, we're not going to starve. Betcha she's the first one to say, oh, we don't have coffee, we don't have tea, we don't have chocolate, I'm starving. It's always the same. She was talking to Angelica in the garden and she says, I think Jojo's a lovely girl, but there's no way she's like that all the time. I know she's not like that all the time. And how the fuck would she know? She doesn't know her in real life. She's now been in there for over a week. She's been pretty consistent. Maybe she's just like that in real life. They were trying to do the budget shopping list, and Chesney says to Big Brother, what's the bread like? Is it white or brown? And Big Brother was like, oh, it's not an artisan bakery, it's a budget shopping list. I was pissing myself. I really feel like they're trying to put more personality into the actual Big Brother, more like the way he is in Big Brother Australia. I mean, they've still got a long way to go, but I feel like they're really trying. I also like the fact that it's been the same voice the whole time, because I feel like when they've got different voices for Big Brother, it's not like Big Brother Australia where it's just the one Big Brother. When they've got different voices, it's not personal. I've never liked it when they've changed the voices up. Plus, Big Brother's being a bit cheeky, and I'm loving it. They were obviously doing a shite job at the shopping list, and Jojo was just trying to help, and she says, let's go round everybody, and everybody says one thing that they want, and then at least we know that everybody's got something. And then Ella was like, oh, does she even do her own shot at home? How does she know if she fucking does her own shot or not? What difference does that make? She's a 21-year-old, I'm sure that she's done shot at least once in her whole entire fucking life. And even if she hasn't, she was only trying to help. We had a rule break from Chris, and up until now, I really liked Chris, and I was surprised. I thought I wasn't expecting him to be such a nice guy. He's sticking up for Jojo, he seems to be a good friend to Jojo, and all that. But when he was talking about nominations, he knew what he was doing. It was very obvious. Oh, I thought you just weren't allowed to say who you're nominating. I was talking about who I thought somebody else was going to nominate. Don't play stupid. He knew fine well. And Donna says to him several times, we're not allowed to say this, I don't think we should say this, I don't think we should say this. And he carried on thinking it was funny. This is another reason why I think that Big Brother needs to be stricter. His punishments are absolute piss. They brought back the bin of shame and then got him to write a rap and do a rap. That's not a punishment. If you talk about nominations, it should be a warning first of all, then a punishment. And if you talk about nominations again, it should be a formal warning. I am so against people breaking Big Brother's rules. I'm like one of the pure bitch head teachers, like do not fuck with me when it comes to the rules. And actually at times I kind of miss the way Canada and USA is where they're allowed to talk about nominations. I wish sometimes they would have a couple of days where they're allowed to do it. But obviously Celebrity Big Brother's only on for 3 weeks and it's not enough time. But when it used to be on for 3 months, it would have been good if it was like, right, you've got a full week where you can go into alliances and stuff like that, like the way they do in America, just to mix it up a wee bit. Let me know in the comments, do you think his punishment was even good? It was absolutely fucking dire. It was time for nominations, and I was quite annoyed by one of Angelica's nominations for Patsy, because she said, oh, she asked Donna how she was feeling with the whole Mickey situation, but she didn't ask me. It's as if my feelings don't matter. But the reason that she asked Donna is because Donna was standing there visibly upset, and she says, I think I'm going to leave. So Patsy came up and says, are you okay? And then she says, oh, I've got feelings about it too. Aye, alright, well I didn't know that you had feelings about it too. Fucking calm yourself. After Ella was talking about Jojo in the garden and saying that she's not really her cup of tea, she ended up voting for Chris. Which kind of made no sense to me, and a lot of people are saying, oh, she's raging because Chris doesn't fancy her because she thinks she's better looking than Jojo. but maybe actually she wants to be more friends with Jojo. It doesn't make sense why she would sit in the garden and say she's not my cup of tea, and then act as if she's being fake, but then vote Chris out instead of Jojo. When she voted for Trish, she says she's like a superstar, and I can't relate. That doesn't make any sense to me. Just because somebody's not got the same job as you doesn't mean that you can't relate to them. I know that Trish is always name dropping and stuff. I don't know if maybe she's a wee bit jealous here. That being said, if I was in the house, I'd have voted for Trish as well. Jojo voted for Ella because she heard her talking about her and she thinks she's trying to start drama. Jojo voted for Ella because she heard her talking about her in the garden and she thinks she's trying to start drama. And Patsy because she says she's like the ringleader, like, let's not put our full costumes on. When Angelica voted for Jack, she says it was because he didn't really ask her any questions, he didn't show any interest. And he voted for her because he says every time he speaks to her, it's more like an interview, it's not like a genuine, like, get to know me. He voted for Ella because he says, oh, we had to swap beds, like on eviction night or whatever. She says, oh, if you stay, can I get your bed? And he says, oh, what was I supposed to say? No. Aye, if you don't want to swap, you just say no. See how easy that was? Chris nominated Trish because of what she says to Michael about the Islamophobe comment, and I would have done the same. I'm still not over it, like it just came out of nowhere, and it was just being nasty for no reason. Patsy voted for Trish because she says, oh, she's always saying she's New York and she's like LA, even though they're not actually from America. But I knew straight away that when she says she's more LA, it's because she's into crystals and that. So when Trisha voted for Patsy, this really annoyed me because she says, oh, I'm very New York and we just like to go on with things, and Patsy's more LA, meaning she likes meditation and crystals and stuff like that. And spirituality isn't a religion, obviously, but I'm into crystals and meditation and stuff, and I really feel like voting for somebody for that is almost like voting for somebody because of the religion. That's like her saying, oh, I'm voting for this person because they're not allowed to eat at certain times of the day, or they pray X amount of times a day, or they pray before they go to sleep, or they pray before having dinner. And to me, it's still a spiritual belief. And I don't really agree with that being a reason to vote, but you can let me know what you think. In the end, Patsy, Jack and Trisha are all up for nomination. Chris just got by the skin of his teeth. I'm really shocked that he's not up. And I think that if he was up, it would go because there's so many people blaming him for Mickey getting chucked out the house. During Big Brother, I was messaging a couple of people on TikTok and messaging my niece. And at the very end, you seen Jojo taking Chris's hand and writing something on his hand. And I was like, rule break, rule break, rule break. And they were saying, what do you think? Aye, it's secret messages, it's not allowed. Now in Jojo's defence, she's probably never watched Big Brother UK in her life. But they should make it clear, you're not allowed to send secret messages. So what people are saying online is that she wrote "by?" on his hand. Whether that's true or not, who knows? To me, it doesn't matter what she wrote. She could have wrote "hi." She could have wrote anything whatsoever. The fact is, it was still a secret message and it was still breaking the rules. On Late and Live, it showed you their absolutely fucking pathetic as fuck punishment. And the punishment that they get is actually more annoying for everybody else in the house rather than them. Big Brother needs to step up his game when it comes to punishing people. Somebody on my live suggested putting them in a bin and throwing rotten fruit and vegetables at them. Not sure about that one, but it's an idea. Certainly better than what Big Brother's dishing out at the moment. So apparently it's a double eviction. Somebody's going to go tomorrow and somebody else is going to go on Friday. I didn't get a chance to vote because I was on live and apparently you only had till midnight to vote. But I think that Trish is going to go first and then on Friday Patsy will go. Let me know in the comments who you voted to save. Also, please let me know, what do you think Big Brother should do for punishments? Because his punishments are absolutely fucking piss poor. I used to always think I wanted to go in Big Brother, but the day I think I realised that I actually want to be Big Brother, they would be fucking shaking in their boots if they to break rules if I was in charge. If you like talking about Big Brother, consider giving me a follow, or if you know anybody else who likes it, share this video. I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers. I'm quite a long way off. I've got an actual cheek to ask, but you don't get if you don't ask. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!